Hey guys, Ridiculous Badger coming at you from Planet 1182. This video is not clickbait. I have been having a prolonged interaction with the developers, for some time now, and I think a lot of you probably know about it. A lot of you probably don't know about it, but unfortunately, that interaction that I've been having with them has gone so far awry that I am planning on leaving the game. I've been playing Ark of War for over 3 years now, and for all but a couple of months of that, I have been in one guild. I've been in Seraphim. So this is a big deal for me. It's a big deal for us. And while I could say that I can't really tell you guys why I've played the game so long. There's something about it. It is my favorite game. It is, out of any game I've ever played, I've never played a game like for this consistently, day in, day out, working on building the structure of a particular organization with a group of people. And there have been times where it has looked bleak, but for whatever reason, I have felt super motivated to just jump right back in and get us built up again to a more efficient place than we've ever been. And that's happened to us multiple times. I couldn't tell you what gives me that motivation. I couldn't tell you where my on switch is in this game, like what content actually turned it on. I couldn't tell you, the game is not, the graphics are not good. The gameplay is not particularly engaging. It's like send and wait and then view a battle. But there's just something about it. I couldn't tell you where that on switch was for me. But wherever that on switch is, the devs found the off switch for me. And I want to share with you the interaction that I've had with the developers, and talk a little bit about how I came to this decision to leave the game. And that's, I guess, it. I just wanted to share this moment with you guys. So let's take a look. I made a video and sent it in to the community channel as a submission on their channel. I knew they were not going to accept it. It was about false advertisement in the game, and I laid out multiple examples of how false advertisement has been systemic in Ark of War since the beginning. I sent that in as a submission to the community email channel, and I actually changed the name of it because I didn't think that they would take whatever I called it. I forget what incendiary name I called it on YouTube, but I changed the name to Let's Talk About the Perfect Content to Showcase Ark of War. My hope was that seeing the title, it would look innocuous, and the community editors would actually open it, watch it, and not immediately dismiss it. And so, over a period of about a week, they really did nothing. They didn't even respond to me. And I kept asking for responses, and I kept reaching out to multiple email addresses that I had for 7 Pirates. And then eventually, after a week, they finally got back to me. And so I wanted to go through this line by line and pick it apart, but I'm not going to do that. Just understand that, for those of you who are in the community, for those of you who've been playing for a while, I think and for those of you who have started to skim, I think that a lot of this is propaganda, and it couldn't have gone well, otherwise I wouldn't be making this video right now. Hi Badger, we're sorry to fail to give you a quick reply because former mails stay with junk mails. You sent 2 videos to us to notify when you release them. Although this email address is aimed to receive submissions rather than to deal with complaints, we think we should also figure some issues for you to remove misunderstanding between us and between you because you are a loyal player. It is greatly appreciated that you sent a video about marketing materials to AoW VIP team. The truth comes to light until after the marketing department completes the investigation. To promote AoW well, the marketing department works in cooperation with some agencies who are in charge of AoW ads. Unexpectedly, these ads in this video were posted by these totally irresponsible agencies. The marketing department takes a zero-tolerance attitude towards such things and terminates contracts with these agencies at once. The irresponsible agencies earn a bad reputation for Ark of War. We call for players to continue to report such things. We call for players to continue to report such things to maintain the reputation of AoW. Regarding patch notes, we appreciate that you get in touch with AoW VIP team and suggest AoW team should follow the examples of other games to release more details. AoW customer support team values all feedback from players, so they forward this suggestion to the dev team timely. There's a lot of things to unpack in this mail. But to be honest with you, I don't want to sit here and unpack this stuff with you. I think that you could probably assume some of the oddities here, and what are outright lies. And I'm gonna go through my back and forth emails with you guys, and you're gonna see what are outright lies. So I replied back. I'm glad I was able to help you keep the standards of Ark of War. It's my favorite game, and I hate to see its reputation tarnished. This has been going on for years, so I'm a little surprised it took me as a player to make a video about it and report it to you for action to be taken. I wonder if you've been using the same agency for years, or if multiple agencies you've been employed were involved in stealing intellectual properties from other games. Are you able to share the name of the companies involved? None of the content depicted in these ads showcases Ark of War, so it's my hope that in the future you'll be able to implement some kind of review process for the ad agencies you hire. It's not my intention to cause an upset in the community when there are issues with Ark of War. I love this game, but it seems releasing videos to the community is sometimes the only way to get a response. I would like to invite you to the Ark of War Discord server as honored guests. We have 3,000 members, and having representatives of Ark of War there would increase the flow of communication. This would do a lot for the player community. I hope you will consider it. I am only trying to help you. Hi Badger, we appreciate that you send the invitation to me. Because the Discord is created by players, I think you all can develop it well. Any interference from the official team will bring an unexpectedly bad effect to this Discord. Sincerely, Ark of War team. They only addressed, I said I wasn't going to do this, but they only addressed my invitation for them to join the Discord server. They didn't address any of my other questions here. They didn't name the agencies that were responsible. They didn't address the fact that they've been doing this for years, or that they are claiming that they basically don't have a review process, or I'm suggesting they don't have a review process. So they're looking to just drop the ball and move away from it. I don't know what kind of interference them coming onto the Discord server would be when I invited them onto the Discord server. I don't know what kind of unexpectedly bad effect that they're insinuating would happen to the Discord server. And, myself and dozens of other staff members have spent years building the Discord server. It's a free place for players to congregate. There's nothing that Ark of War could do to the Discord server. There's nothing that the developers showing up would have a bad impact on this, So I actually went back and forth with them a little bit more, but they basically just stopped responding to me. So it's not like, it's not interesting for me to go like, what would the bad impact be? Do you want to make your own Discord server? I'll help you make it. All of those kinds of things. They just completely shut me down. They didn't answer any of my questions. And then somebody in the community sent me an image of another Ark of War ad. After they said that they stopped these misleading ads, it was another ad on Instagram. It looked exactly the same as the ads that I showcased in my video about false advertising in Ark of War, except it was for the Star Wars intellectual property. It showcased the Millennium Falcon, and it's a game that I've played before. I recognize the game. So I sent that to them, and I said, any updates on whether you could share the name of the ad agencies who were putting out the stolen intellectual property in your ads? It appears ads are still being posted to Instagram which steal intellectual properties and showcase misleading content. Please see attached. It looks like an ad for Ark of War with the Star Wars IP. This shows the Millennium Falcon from the cockpit of a starfighter. In addition, there's a tagline that reads, design your own ship, but there are no customization options for arcs. There's no content in Ark of War which takes place from a first-person view. Please let me know if you could shed any light on this. Are these ads that Seven Pirates is still contracting? Is this a new ad agency? Please let us know when this will stop. Thank you. And again, nothing, no response. So, and as you guys have been great at sending me in more issues like this, I've been sending them out to the devs. So somebody sent me additional false advertisement that was utilizing the game Dreadnought again. 2 more, and so like I sent it back to them because they're not responding to me. So all I'm doing at this point is just, they said they want players to report these things. In my the first one, they said the marketing. We call for players to continue to report such things to maintain the reputation of Ark of War. And they're continuing to ruin the reputation of Ark of War. So 2 more. Any updates? Can you share the names of the companies? Can you provide a statement directly referencing which contracts you terminated with which firms? It doesn't seem like anything at all has changed. Then it must have been about 4 or 5 days later. I finally got a response. Hi, Badger. Sorry about keeping you waiting. We appreciate that you send the screenshot to me. I consult the marketing department about this issue, and they told us that in the attachments named Image 1 and Images 0-13, which is Dreadnought, the content, are well designed by an excellent team of market department. The ad in the attachment named Image 0-17, which is the Millennium Falcon, is also made by the market department. Sincerely, Ark of War team. So, I made a video about the false advertisement in Ark of War, and I sent it in to the developers. And they said, this is terrible. We fired everybody responsible. Please continue to let us know and to report these issues. I continue to report these issues with glaring issues, obvious theft of intellectual property. And they came back and said, no, this isn't intellectual property theft. We made these. For me, this was too much. And I recognize that this might seem like a cryptic point for me to like draw a line in the sand. But to me, the fact is that they are lying to potential customers to get them to become customers, and then they figure once you are a customer that they could lie to your face, that they don't need to be honest with you. If I can't trust them, why should I give them any money, basically? So I wrote back. I was so irate. First I wrote back, I reported the theft of intellectual property, as I do for all of these. I try my best to report all of these. Some companies are a little more difficult to get in touch with, but Star Wars and Disney, they are super easy to get in touch with. They have a tips line, and every time I see an ad, I just send it right into them. And if you Google it, Disney or Star Wars piracy report, you will get the email address, and you could start reporting these as well. So I responded back. These are so clearly taken from Star Wars and Dreadnought. The response that your marketing department made them calls into question the validity of your original statement that you fired some external agencies who were responsible. So what? They fired, it used to be, so what they were telling me is that they had external agencies that made their ads, and they were showcasing intellectual properties from other games, which they didn't know about. But when I made a video about it and sent it in to them, they launched an investigation. Rather than having just a regular review process and approval process for these ads, they found that, and then they found when I sent in the video, they found, thank you, Badger, that you did this. We were able to launch an investigation based on your video and figured out that these guys are doing wrong stuff, so we fired all of them. And then a week later, they're still churning out the same content? That's not right. So that means these ads are in the exact same style as the quote agencies you quote fired. They use the same tactics of stealing other IPs. Either you are still using the same agencies that you claimed you fired, or, far more likely, everything you said previously on this issue is a lie. I've lost all trust in Seven Pirates based on the way this has been handled and other recent issues. I can no longer justify to myself spending any more money on this game when I cannot trust the merchant. If they're going to lie straight up to me about something like this, then what's to stop them from lying to me about everything? And I think that a lot of the players who've been wrestling with the developers for years probably know that, probably will empathize with me, and they probably understand where I'm coming from. That no, like, it's very clear that part of Seven Pirates' go-to-market strategy is lying. And there are companies that do this. Like, I'm not trying to make up something fantastical. Like, I'm showing you guys evidence that they're part of their strategy of dealing with current customers is to lie to them. I've spent way too much money on this game to have so little agency that they're just going to attempt to placate me one week and then next week not even try to hide the fact that they lied from me. There's a difference between a thief who steals in the middle of the night and a thief who steals in the middle of the day. Somebody who steals in broad daylight doesn't care about the consequences, doesn't respect the consequences. They're not even trying to hide the fact that they're stealing and lying. I will be sharing our conversation with the community. I know you won't believe me when I say it, but I'm only doing this to help. I sincerely hope you change your business practices, as they will not contribute to long-term success in the Western market, where we expect transparency and partnership out of merchants and game developers. Sincerely, Ridiculous Badger. This was my off switch in the game. The developers blatantly lying to me, or the customer service staff blatantly lying to me. And by the way, it's been... so you can see this was after July 17th. I'm making this video on July 30th. I've still gotten no response from my email. Like, they have had 2 weeks now to come back and go, wait, we misunderstood, or wait, you misunderstood. They don't give a shit. But every player deserves respect. Every player deserves honesty. And the fact that they don't even care to try and lie about the fact that they lied, and that they're going to continue to lie, and they're going to continue to steal intellectual properties, means that I feel I can no longer trust them. They're telling me they're lying. So I can't spend any more money on them. I can't justify it. And so I'm going to be stepping away from it. They found my off switch. Why is the issue of stealing intellectual properties, why is the issue of false advertisement such an off switch for me? It's because it speaks to the issue of player retention. The developers understand they need to retain players in order to keep the money train rolling. They aren't doing what they need to do to retain the players they already have. What they are doing is trying to get new players into the game, which is fine and great, and I support them trying to get new players into the game. However, the means that they are trying to do it is with a bait and switch. They are lying to people to try and get them to play the game, and then once they are playing the game, they are open about the fact that they're lying. Like, yeah, we just said those things to get you to play the game, even though the game has nothing to do with the way in which we tried to get you to play it. It doesn't, none of these ads showcase the real content. That is the same tactic that a con man takes when trying to fleece somebody of money. And I'm not comfortable with my hobby being a dupe for a con man and just hoping that I'm smart enough all the time and I have good enough self-control all the time to not fall for his bullshit. I don't think Seven Pirates will ever change the way that they operate. I think Seven Pirates is just trying to keep the gravy train rolling as long as possible. And based on that, they found my off switch, and I'm done. I want to thank you guys for all the support that you've given me over the years in my channel. And yeah, I'll be sticking around somewhat in the community, although I will be pulling back substantially. I want to wish everybody good luck in this game, and I think that the community is a beautiful thing. I think that the players, when they interact, it's a beautiful thing, and I hope that that aspect continues. So from me to you, this is Ridiculous Badger, signing off.